fantasy, caught in a landslide, no escape from reality.
Alright guys, let's talk about this little gem. I picked this up yesterday in the 50-cent bin with the copy of The Wake that I did a video on yesterday. And the cover just really got my attention. I saw this cover and I thought this is really cool because this is how comics used to be. You know, you got the dramatic look here, you got the Ghost Rider in his eye, it's Wolverine and Ghost Rider, bad blood. And then you've got this part right here, it says plus 3 all new features. And I didn't know why they had this arrow at first, but then when I got to the end I flipped it over and you've got a bonus 3 stories here. You've got one with Poison, one with Mr. Fantastic, and one with flipping Pirate Blade. Isn't that cool? So then, as you get in here, so basically what we've got is, we've got multiple things going on at the same time here. You've got, and I thought it was so funny that they said this is in Madripoor, because that's what they're talking about all the time in the X-Men now. So I was like, oh my gosh, I can't escape it. And this is Acts of Vengeance Part 1, Ghosts of the Past, with Ghost Rider and Wolverine. And this really kind of brings me back to the way comics used to be, you know. For the main story, we've got Howard Mackie and Mark Texeira. So let's get into this. Basically, Wolverine is hanging out at a bar again. You know, that's what he does most of the time. He sits around and drinks. And then at the same time, we've got this other story going on, being told by a character. And he's got a buddy here that really knows karate. Okay? So the buddy always saves him. And then as we're cutting back here, we've got Wolverine, and these two guys are bickering, and they, of course, get Wolverine involved, and it doesn't work out for them. And then at the same time, we've got this going on with the friend and his karate kid. And so Wolverine pretty much stops these guys in their tracks, you know, takes them out, or not really takes them out, but stops it pretty quickly. And then the guy's karate kid friend makes mincemeat out of them. I think it's funny as a ginger. So anyway, turn the page here. And it's got the old school pages. Everything's really fun. Now here's something that's kind of funny that I didn't notice at first. At the same time as you got Wolverine finishing his drink, you've got the Karate Kid and his friend are getting attacked again at their karate studio. Some ninjas showed up, of course, because, you know, ninjas just show up and start attacking karate people. So they're fighting them off and everything, and then I see this. He draws this sword to fight them, and I noticed that this is actually a Chinese sword. And they're learning Japanese karate, fighting Japanese ninjas. So I thought that was kind of funny. Now, they could be teaching different martial arts there, but that just kind of stuck out to me a little bit because I know the difference. So that was funny. And then we get a picture here, and I was like, hey, the ninjas are using AUGs. Those AUG rifles, man, AUGs are so cool. They were before their time. They were, you know, they used them in Die Hard and a couple other movies just because they look so cool. But they're really good guns if you ever get a chance to buy one. So then, when the ninjas are attacking the karate studio, or the karate dojo, at the same time, Wolverine shows up. And he starts fighting them for some reason. He just shows up. And so as he's attacking them, the Karate Kid and his friend run off. So as they're running away, this guy turns out to be Johnny Blaze. So whenever he gets his karate friend out of the way, he runs to his motorcycle, and what happens? He turns into the Ghost Rider. Yeah, I love Ghost Rider. So then, Wolverine's pretty much finishing off the ninjas that he was fighting, and at the same time, they've captured the Master and the Karate Kid friend. So, as they're fixing to hurt the friend, Ghost Rider jumps in there and stops them. And then Wolverine's interrogating this ninja, and another ninja kills him before he can get his answers, of course. And then Ghost Rider starts going ham on these guys. And then old man Master shows up and starts helping him. And he says, "What manner of demon are you that helps the innocent?" And he says, "I am a friend." The dialogue's not so important in these books because it's simpler and easier, and I like it better that way. Now, we do get a part here where they both find out that Death Watch is involved in this. So when they're questioning these people, we get this cool scene here. Pretty cool. So then at the same time, we cut to our next story. You know, it says this continues next issue, so we get our next story with Poison. Poison's friend gets shot by someone working for Mr. Slug. Takes him out. And so then there's Poison. She's walking around in her towel, of course. And the art kind of goes wonky on me a little bit. She starts looking really weird some parts. You know, she started out looking all right with the eyes and then goes wonky. So she senses that something's wrong with her friend because he's been shot. He's at the hospital. He's hurt real bad. And so at that point, she goes looking for him. She shows up at the hospital, finds out he's okay, and then goes after the people responsible. She ends up, I don't know what she does. She can fly or something like that, but she goes to the guy's house and she's like, "It's on now." So it's a really short little story. There's not much to it. We get another story here, Deadly Dimensions with Fantastic Four, which is really cool as well. I'm going to try to flip through this a little bit, show you a little bit, and then we get to the Blade story. The Blade's really cool as well because you get the old school Blade from like the 70s or whatever, and there's a vampire Doctor Strange. Isn't that cool? It's a pretty cool story. I think it's very funny how it's old school, you know, 80s art or whatever, and that kind of guy kind of looks like Donald Trump. So you get some classic vampire action here. He's doing some fighting. It's a cool story. I won't ruin it for you, but there's a lot of cool fighting going on. I really like this old school art. Very fun, very fun. This was a cool issue. I like that you get the 3 other stories. It's Wolverine issue 64, and then this has Ghost Rider in there. And I don't know, it's just fun. I'm trying to see if it had a date. Yeah, 1990 on there. It's got the other people that's involved in the other story. Vampires has Marcus McLaren. Fantastic Four has Robert Denatale, and the Poison story has Steve Gerber. They're really short, so I don't, you know, they may not be very well-known guys. It doesn't matter because it's so short. This is really cool because this is old school Wolverine back when he was awesome. This Wolverine would take the new Wolverine to town. You don't mess with this Wolverine. He don't play. But anyway, I thought this would be cool to talk about this, to show you the art and show you the way the style used to be. Look how awesome he looks. You didn't have to do very much back then because you could tell a lot just by a few images. But it's pretty cool, pretty fun art. Alright guys, that's going to be all for me today. I just want to do an old comic and kind of show you a little bit more about it. Back before SJW Marvel happened in 2015, but yeah, I think things are going to change. CB Cebulski's doing real good, but this was just really fun. It was 50 cents, so if you get a chance to get it, go pick it up. Let me know what you guys want me to talk about. I'm going to do some new comics later, but everybody talks about new comics. Not many people talk about older comics, so I thought this would be more fun for you. Alright guys, talk to you later. Underground Geek out.